my mom, I think I was like 6 or 7, she was like, I'm just not going to buy you a bathing suit anymore. Like, just wear shorts and like, you know, like a sports bra and a t-shirt, because I just always covered up. But it's really smoky out today because of the fires still in Canada. So it smells really gross too. It smells like burnt rubber. But I went to Dunkin' to get my coffee, my mid-afternoon incentive to keep going. And guess who served me my coffee? Freaking cigarette lady. I was like, ugh. So as soon as I got it, I have hand sanitizer, multiples in the car. I like wipe down my cup. I don't know. It just grosses me out. Luckily, the coffee wasn't made by her, and it tastes pretty good today. So yeah, so there's only a few more weeks left of school, which I am pretty excited about. I am probably in the realm of very few parents that look forward to summer vacation, because I hate sending my kids to school. It scares me in this day and age. You know, this year so far, there's been probably like 10 to 15 like threats to the school, whether it be bomb threats or kids saying that they're gonna go there and shoot up the school. One of them, some kid called, I don't know if it was like 911, but they called and threatened to shoot up the school if the school didn't cash up them $100 or something like that. It was like the dumbest thing, but you just never know. You know, it's scary, and I hate sending them. Even before all this stuff happened, I remember when my first son went to kindergarten, it was like the hardest thing for me, because they had never gone to daycare or anything. They didn't have to, because we had the lovely Grammy, and so it wasn't something that we ever had to worry about. And I don't know, I just don't like sending them. So I'm pretty excited for summer, and I'm going to be off for about 6 weeks. I have my surgery next Thursday, so I'll be off pretty much all of July. So I'll get to, you know, we'll get to do stuff and go to the lake and go get bubble tea down New Bedford. I'm hoping we can go and see my mother's boyfriend, Papa, as the kids call him. We haven't seen him since my mom's funeral. And they had met in detox, so I am pretty sure he kind of, once she passed away, he fell off the wagon, I guess they would say. So he hasn't really kept in touch. I've tried. He's called me a few times, but I can't get him to text me back. So I'm really hoping I can get down there and we can see him. I know the kids would love to see him, and the cat Callie. So years ago, my mom and her boyfriend, Papa, moved into my apartment with me, and it was a really bad decision on my part, but they had nowhere to go after my Nana died, so they came and lived with me, and then he relapsed, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. So I ended up moving back in with Grammy and my kid's father, and at the time his girlfriend also moved in, so it was all of us under one roof. And you know, during that time that they lived with me, it was nice in some ways. You know, I would get home from work and my mom would have dinner cooked for me. It was nice, but after my Nana had passed away, I bought her a kitten, because she was never the same after my Nana died. They were really close, and that was like her rock, and it was a hard hit. You know, my Nana had a stroke, and survived for about a year, but she couldn't talk, she couldn't move, so my mom ended up taking care of her full time, and it was a lot, you know, on my mom. And you know, know, when my Nana finally passed, she just still, you know, it was heartbreaking. So I bought her a cat because I worked a lot, and I thought, you know, it's something to take, you know, focus off of, like, her missing my Nana. Like, we grew up with a lot of cats, like, we're animal lovers. So I had bought her Callie, who is a little calico, and, you know, she moved with my mom when my mom moved, because I couldn't have cats. You know, I moved back to Grammy's house, and my kid's dad is allergic to cats, so it would be nice to go down there and see him and see the cat. And as sad as it makes me to go into my mom's house without her being there, I feel like it would make me feel closer to her in, like, some way, because, like, all of her stuff will still be there. He didn't want to make any changes to the house, so, like, everything is pretty much as is, as she left it. So I'd love to go there and just, you know, get a few things too that have, like, been with her throughout my childhood. My mother was obsessed with, like, little knickknacks and stuff. I'm sorry for the shaking. This holder that I got is not doing what I wanted it to do. But my mom was big on knickknacks, and if that's not common to you, it's just like little doodads, you know, little. She was hardcore into Oriental stuff, and that never went away. She's been into Oriental stuff since I was little, and so she has all these like little Asian dolls that you would get from the Chinese store, or the Chinese restaurant rather. She has, like, so many of them. She has all kinds of, like, different pictures and just so much stuff that has been in my childhood and, you know, my teenage life and stuff like that. So yes, I would love to have some of those things. Nothing crazy. I'm not going to go in there and ravage her house, and it's not like I'm trying to take expensive things. It's just, you know, little things that remind me of her. So I'm hoping we could do that this summer and visit him throughout the summer, because I know he would love to see the kids. I think it's just hard for him to see us. So yeah, so, you know, hopefully go visit him and just do stuff with the kids, enjoy them being out of school and taking advantage of the time that I'll have out of work. Because, I mean, how often does that happen besides me being furloughed a few years ago? So that should be a good time. And yeah, there's not really too much going on. I have nothing planned for the weekend, which is nice, but the following weekend, so 2 days after my surgery, I have a concert to go to. I'm going to see Dermot Kennedy. If you don't know who he is, you need to check him out. He is phenomenal. And he's a Irish singer-songwriter. He's just phenomenal. I've seen him once so far in concert, and it was amazing. You ever go to a concert where the person is actually better live than they sound on like the album? It's crazy to me. And the albums are beautiful, they're phenomenal, but he matches it perfectly and, like, manages to keep his voice throughout every single song, because, like, he has, like, this deep, like, almost like a raspy type of voice, and he sings really high and stuff. He's just unbelievably awesome. So I'm really excited about that. I rented a hotel room, and the girl Erica, who I'm friends with through work, she's gonna go with me, and she gets to witness me in, like, my concert mode, which I am very lively in concerts. I freaking love live music. And this album that he just put out, there are some songs on it that are, like, hit me in the feels. So I already told her, like, there's one song that I'm kind of worried when he sings I might cry, because it just reminds me of things. But I'm so excited about it. And I saw him 2 years ago, And then I was supposed to see him last year. He was touring with Shawn Mendes. Ugh. And Shawn Mendes decided to back out of the tour. So Dermot Kennedy didn't get to play. And I had bought the tickets. I had set up the hotel room because it's in Boston and I'm not driving back from Boston after a concert at night. It just makes more sense to have a good time, party hard, and then, you know, probably after the concert we'll go, you know, to a bar or two and just grab some drinks and then go back to the hotel. But yeah, he canceled last year because of Shawn Mendes, and I still am just like kind of pissed off about that. Actually, I didn't buy the tickets, I don't think, last year. My kid's father's girlfriend bought us tickets to go, and I was super excited because she went to the first one with me. And so we were all set to go, and then good old Shawn Mendes says he has to back out of touring for mental health, which I get it, like mental health, whatever, but I don't know, I was still pissed about it. So yeah, so that's pretty much the thing that's coming up that I am totally looking forward to. I'm hoping it's not super hot out. I'm hoping it's kind of cool, so again, I can wear a sweatshirt. But if not, I think I might try and wear the initially, the first time I went, my cousin Rachel was supposed to come with me. I paid for everything and she backed out like last minute. And that's how Melissa ended up going with me. But I had made shirts. I had shirts made through this girl that like I know her mother or whatever through Facebook. And she made Dermot Kennedy shirts for me. So I think I'm gonna wear that. And like, I don't know, leggings or like comfortable shorts. I don't know. Nothing fancy because I am not really fancy, and it's a concert. I want to be comfortable. I want to be able to jump around and not worry about like, you know, hands up, stomach out type of stuff. That's not really my vibe. So we'll see. I gotta keep an eye on the weather because this is like really weird that it's this, the weather is fluctuating so much right now. It's very bizarre. You know what else is bizarre? Sitting in the parking lot at the high school. I got here today, excuse me. I got here today at 1:30. And there are already people that have been here beforehand. Like, I remember the first day that I came to pick him up after his first day of school. I got here at like 1:15 and there were people already sitting here. They don't get out of school till 1:51. So ever since that first day, I realized like I don't have to leave the house at like 12:50 to get here in time. But yeah, it's crazy. There's like a lot of people already here. Look at this psycho. People are cray. I like people watching though. One thing that irks the shit out of me though, there's a few people that do it pretty much every day. They smoke cigarettes in their car while they're waiting for like the kids to get out of school, and then the kids get in the car and they're still smoking. And I don't know. I grew up with a mom that smoked, and in the house, in the car, and I just hated smelling it. Like it was almost suffocating to me. And I hated my clothes smelling like it. So I used to shut my door, especially when she had like people over. Oh my god, they all smoked. The whole house was smoky. So I would put a towel under my door to keep the smell out because I hated it so much. And I used to get mad and yell at her, and I'd open my door and I'd be like, "Can you open the windows? It stinks in here. I can't breathe." I was so against smoking. I was so against drugs. I was like a little goody two-shoes throughout like elementary, and even like in 7th and 8th grade it kind of branched out a little bit. I wasn't like goody-goody, but I like never got in trouble. I was terrified of authority. The most I did was like walk around when I would tell her like, "Oh, I'm at Megan's house," but like we were like walking down to Monkey's Island. to like wait for low tide and walk across onto the, my mother would have absolutely flipped her shit if she knew that we did that then. She knew now, you know, I had told her when I grew up, but I was always a good kid. I didn't get in trouble. I was terrified of authority. So yeah, I don't know. You know what? In all honesty, I lost my train of thought. This is what 41 looks like. Don't remember what I was talking about. But yeah, I don't know. Back to growing up though, so me and my friends, it was a group of us. It was me, Mikey, Mark, Josh, and Megan. We all went to middle school together. And they were like my first group of friends that were like real friends. Like I knew her in elementary school, we became friends. And then my best friend Lindsay and my other friend Lisa, they didn't go to school with us. So in school it was just, you know, us. And we used to do everything together. Like after school we would all meet up. Megan was always punished. Her mother was like hardcore strict about like dumb stuff. Like if she didn't put the clean dishes away, she was grounded for a week. Like it was just insane. But we would, you know, after school we would walk home together and then all meet up and just go like skateboard, bike ride, whatever. Just all around the South End. And where I grew up wasn't the best neighborhood or anything, but nobody really bothered us. We knew the right people to know where no one bothered us. And we would just walk around until like 9, 10 at night. And in the summertime it was even better, you know what I mean? Like we would all meet up, you know, naturally teenagers, we're gonna sleep until like midnight. And then we all would meet up and just go walk around, and it was like the best days that I didn't realize were the best days. You know, now Mikey, Mark, and Josh, they're dead. Two of them were, well, Josh died. He was going to the marina to get into the boat because he was a fisherman, and he fell and hit his head while falling into the water, and he died. And then Mark was a fisherman and was lost at sea. They ended up finding his body like 2 weeks later, washed up ashore. And then Mike died of an accidental overdose, but they think there was foul play. But yeah, so they're all gone now, and it's me and Megan from that crew. And she's still exactly the same. Like, we don't get to see each other much. Hopefully in the next few weeks I'll be able to see her. She's had a lot going on in her life. But like, it's like time stops like when we're together, and we go right back to how we were together. And like, I can truly be my true form around her and like say things that I couldn't say in front of other people, besides like my boyfriend. Me and my boyfriend say things that we could never say outside of the house because everyone's sensitive and whatever. But her and I, we just like make each other laugh, and it's the greatest thing. She's like one of the coolest people. You know, growing up we were into Sublime and System of a Down and, you know, bands like that. And she's Cape Verdean, so she's like, you know, a bit darker than me, and she would rock out to System of a Down. She knew every word to like every song, and it was just, we were our own people, you know. I loved Hanson, and she would cheer me on and sing along. She didn't really care for them, but it was just, you know, we were so close. And she would come to my house, and she would come to my house, and along the way she would either pick up food or she would bring food from her house. And one day she comes in, she just pulls out a baggie of chicken wings, and I was like, what the fuck? She's like, oh, I was hungry. I'm like, you put chicken wings in a baggie and like walked 30 minutes to my house? She's like, yeah, I knew I'd be hungry. But she would always come in, she'd go in the fridge, go in the cabinets, Like, it was like her second home. And like, her mom would call my house and be like, is Megan there? And I'd be like, no, she's not here. And she's like, when she gets there, you tell her to come home, because like, she knew she was gonna come to my house. But you know, my mom was cool about it too. A few times my mom was like, no, she's not here, Sharon. But yeah, it was, you know, the good old days that you don't realize, you know, one day that's the last time you hang out, you know what I mean? And you know, at the time, school is such like a big part of your life, and you don't realize until you're out of school that those people didn't matter. The people that bullied you, the people that made fun of you like behind your back, the freaking pollen, those people just don't matter. But you know, I try to explain that to my kid too. He's like, you know, he's so scared of people making fun of him. He just wants to like blend in the background. And I'm like, you know, you can choose to not stand out, and that's okay. You know, you're allowed to be who you want to be, but just know, people that you go to school with are people that you're not necessarily ever going to deal with after the fact. And I wish I knew that then, because I would have cared less about what people thought. You know, I hid the fact that I like Hanson. And I remember starting the job that I'm at now 8 years ago. And it was like an open concept in our office. So there weren't cubicles. It was like a really cool looking office. Everything was open. And I remember they were playing music. So we always had music playing, which was awesome. And Mbop came on. It was on a playlist that someone played. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now? So I'm secretly in my head, I'm like, oh my God, Hanson. And I'm singing to myself, Mbop. And then all of a sudden it gets to the chorus, and there's like 4 people that start singing it. And I was like, wait, is Hanson cool now? Like, is this is acceptable? I was like blown away. And that's when I knew I had met my people. And you know, people that I work with, that I still work with, a lot of people have come and gone, but I never felt so at peace to be myself in the workplace as I am now. Like, you know, or then when I started, it was finally like, okay, I can be myself and it's okay. And it took me a long time to get to that point, which is why I'm just trying to instill it in my son, because I wasted so much of my youth worrying about what other people thought of me and hiding who I was. And now I realize I should have embraced my weirdness, because I was pretty cool then, you know. I hid it, and my friends saw it. My friends got to see the real me. But I was so concerned with others, and I wasted so many moments that could have been great memories. I wasted them worrying about what the person next to me thought. And it's a shitty way to go through life. So with my oldest son, I really try to get him to see it that way. But I also remember when you're in high school or junior high and your parent is telling you stuff like that, it's like, oh, they don't understand, because that's exactly what I thought. They didn't understand. So it's an uphill battle, because I do understand, but I'm also not the person in high school right now dealing with trying to fit in but trying to blend in the background. And he is very much like me. He is a lot like me. And so I, you know, get his social anxiety and just not wanting people to notice him, because that's how I was. But all I can do is just be there and support him, and, you know, try to reiterate as much as I can, like, these people do not matter. When you get into the real world, you get to be yourself, and you choose who you let in. You choose who's worthy of you. And not everyone deserves your time. Not everyone deserves your energy. Not everyone deserves to be your friend. And sometimes it's a tough decision, but I think the first time you do it, after that, it's easier. Who are you gonna let into your world? I have a very small circle for that reason. I have people in my life that know me, understand me, or at least at times they understand me, and they cheer me on. You know what I mean? Like, there's no one in my life that is necessarily toxic. And I think that's important to have. You know, I cut out a lot of family. I talk to my brother, and that's pretty much it. And that's okay to do, especially if it's your family. You know, my brother's always like, it's family, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if it's family. If they're, like, if I have to dull myself down or I feel uncomfortable around them or anyone, I'm not going to waste time being around them. I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I'm going to feel uncomfortable. And that's okay. And that's my choice. And I sleep fine at night making those choices. I don't care. Oh, God, it smells like burnt plastic. It smells like pennies and burps. So yeah, so anyway, my child will be coming out shortly. I did not film a video earlier today, but this one should be sufficient. I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.